Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida. As a moment ago, the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Still scoreless here in the first, but a third down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action. Third and long, it's Tannehill. Got a man, it's Amendola. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. On first down, Drake. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Here's Tannehill. He dumps it off to Drake. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
So they get three, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you didn't.
right, we've got a 4th and 2 situation. It will be a fairly long field goal. Let's see what this offense wants to do. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the 2nd quarter. Throwing his car on 3rd down. He finds Roberts, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Seth Roberts, 44 yards. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
First half of action nearly complete. Time maybe for one final drive before the break as we get back down to the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Carr now on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing now is Carr. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Cameron Wake. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. To throw on third down. Carr, he's going to loft one. Deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. On first down, Carr. And Cook has it, left side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Seth Roberts, as the first half is winding down, and the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their wills.
The key coming up here, preserve the lead for this defense. Fourth quarter, close game. Third down, here we go. From the gun on third down, Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete. And the safety, Carl Joseph, there to knock that one away.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route or
tight game here, but this offense does have the lead. Decent amount of time on the clock, and the defense has all 3 timeouts. So can the offense manage things and milk this clock away? It's time to find out. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with third down and just a yard to go. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Martin. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. On 2nd down, Martin. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. Oh, they come after him, and it's blocked. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it. to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the fourth. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for two and decide it right now.
So now the offense takes over here at a crucial spot. Ball on their own side of the field. Tie game. Late fourth quarter, and they do have a pair of timeouts remaining. Carr. Finds Roberts left side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
Now Carr. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other...
So this offense with a football in a pressure spot here. Overtime of this contest. So out come the Raiders. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. And complete, right side to Cook. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On third down, Carr. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Cameron Wake in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so to pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you from our broadcast perch. And, Charles, as we get this thing started, what are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best, that team will win the game.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Onto the field comes Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay offense. And for Winston this season, the touchdowns and interceptions right about even. The question, will he be wearing a Buccaneer uniform, Charles, once training camp 2019 hits?
I do believe that he will, because when you look at quarterbacking around the league, when you look at the draft coming up in 2019, he provides a much better alternative in that case than most people would. So I think that they're going to continue to work with him, give him one more opportunity in 2019. And I thought down the stretch in 2018, he did make improvements in his game.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Ready. White 25.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tartt. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
However you measure DeForest Buckner, 6'7", 6'8", it really doesn't matter. He looks like a basketball power forward, and the one thing that he always focuses on and concentrates on is leverage. How does he drop his pad level so he can get down there and compete with the blockers of the NFL?
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Green, triple C. Ready. Blue ready.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep, Trent Taylor. Right through it. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Breida, CD, an undrafted free agent from a season ago, and with McKinnon out, he's really helped fill the running void for the 49ers.
Yeah, remember, they got Jerick McKinnon as a free agent and expect him to be a 3-down back for them. As you mentioned, out for the season with an ACL injury. Almost fitting that Matt Breida stepped into the breach for him. They were college teammates at Georgia Southern. Breida leading the league in rushing, tied for the lead, I should say, through the first 3 weeks of the season. And don't forget in reserve, Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback, who can take some plays at running back as well.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Now let's go. Green.
They run with Breida. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The 13 yards that time and a first. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Now let's go.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Now's a good chunk of yardage picked up there. And big fella, sometimes he doesn't need a whole lot of space created. He can make his own way.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. All right, here we go. 3.
They'll drop the throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. As Still 0-0 here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming.
Ready? White 25.
On third down, Winston. This is caught by Jackson. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that.
Still scoreless here in the first, but a third down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action.
Ready? Black 22.
Winston from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time to have a
On second down now, this defense sort of finding themselves with their backs against the wall. Ball in the red zone.
Ready? White 25.
And they try the ground game here with the running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers, he's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The Bucs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Ready? Black 25. Wait, hold up.
From the gun, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. So here's the situation upcoming. Second quarter, third down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Now back to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Gould is able to put it through. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back with more after this. Let's get back into the action. The situation, ball in the red zone. It's second down, and the defense needing to step up.
Ready. Move ready. Boys, head up. Boys, head.
They'll throw again. Winston. And Brate has it over the middle. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Again, it's Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jaquiz Rodgers from 10 yards out. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be... Just inside of a minute here remaining in the first half, so the clock is becoming a factor. The offense has the football on their own side of the field. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Brent Grimes, the former Pro Bowler, there on the coverage.
Hey, we got a second here. Let's go back to Week 15 following the win over Green Bay for Chicago. Happiness rained down on the field. The Bears claiming the NFC North title, but one Bear took his celebration to an extreme. I know you saw this.
Yes, I certainly did. Charles Leno Jr., left tackle for the Chicago Bears, got down on a knee and proposed to his girlfriend Jennifer. So not only celebrating an NFC North title, but now his proposal accepted by Jennifer, who will now be Mrs. Jennifer Leno Jr.? No Junior.
No Junior. By the way, smart move, because she's not going to say no in front of 60,000 people.
Well, I've seen it happen before. Not pretty, but not in this case.
Man open, it's Goodwin. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half...
So a big third down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the third quarter.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Out of the gun now on third down. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
As a defender, I always found the slant route extremely difficult to cover unless you're able to jump on top of it early, because once he gets his hands on the ball, he's at full speed going away from you.
It all happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it?
It really does. The timing is so important. That ball's got to be out of the hands of the quarterback and to the receiver like that. And if it is, you often get a very successful play.
This is Breida. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Now, the offense not going anywhere. They're staying out there. They've converted once already on this drive. Here they go again on 4th down. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Vito. Keeping this offense out of the end zone has to be considered a must here, as this defense can ill afford to go 2 scores down here in the second half. Jameis to throw it, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. A 2nd down throw for Winston. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And that'll make it 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Mike Evans from 10 yards out. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job.
All right, time to jump back in. This defense already 2 scores down. Points here would certainly make their road back a tough one.
Ready. Blue ready.
Now Jameis on second down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And that pickup will be good for a first down. Give them 10 yards exactly on the quick slant.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Winston. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end, Cameron Brate, was the target. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Here's Winston. And his throw here's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, 55 yards. And the 49ers are back within a score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Gold to add the extra point. Gold with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, blitz coming, and down he goes. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Ready. Watch 25.
Working out of the gun, Winston. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. Time for a break as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. This is taken at the 15. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though.
Back to throw. And it's caught by Selleck. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. He's back to throw. And bringing it in, this is Selleck over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. They were moving the ball well early in the drive, but now it's 4th down. 3 straight incompletions all of a sudden could be their final play.
And with that type of pressure, how are they going to handle it? What do you call in this situation? Personally, I got to get the ball to my best player with the play he likes to run best.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Redskins. With that, let's get on up to FedEx Field near Washington. Standing by for the call of this one, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just a few moments ago, it was the Redskin defense being introduced, and the largest cheers went for their Pro Bowl quarterback, Josh Norman, as he and his guys get set to do battle with the Arizona Cardinals. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said, the key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They're led out by a guy who's bounced around quite a bit here in his early career. It's Josh Johnson.
And Josh Johnson's athleticism is a thing that really intrigues teams. One of the reasons that he stays in the league. He's had opportunities to be a starter, hasn't held on to them, but every time he shows up in a different camp or with a different team, they like what they see. Can move around, can throw it. He's the type of guy you want to have around in case you need him to play.
A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Johnson looking to throw on second down. He's going to wind up and air it out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. And here is the Cardinal defense.
In a league where the vast majority of guys play hard on every snap, Marcus Golden stands out for me because I've seen this guy play with so much passion and came out of college as a defensive end. They talked about making him an outside linebacker, but they figured out his strength, putting his hand on the ground, rushing the passer with a lot of force and a lot of will.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Johnson from the gun. He'll throw. Caught on the right side. Reed. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
This is taken at the 23. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. As we get set to watch Josh Rosen command this offense, the number 10 pick in the 2018 draft.
It's easy to see the big-time arm. It's also easy to see the pinpoint accuracy and delivery. But how about his footwork as well? An amateur tennis player, that honed what he can do in the pocket, his ability to slide and move away from pressure and be able to find receivers open downfield.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Breaks through the contact, and he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator's relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And here are the offensive starters for Arizona.
I can go on and on about Larry Fitzgerald and his numbers, which are considerable, and everyone knows that. But the thing I keep coming back to, he never quits seeking knowledge. Every year, he works with former NFL players who were great wide receivers in order to improve his game, watches a ton of film, always curious, always finding a way to adapt and improve his game.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now it's Rosen. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. 4th down, here's Rosen. And he's got Gresham. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
complete. Strong coverage by Washington. And now 4th down.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yard. On 2nd down now, this defense sort of finding themselves with their backs against the wall. Ball in the red zone.
Here we go. Red 38.
To throw on 2nd down, Johnson. And he drops this off to Townsend, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him.
He fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Adrian Peterson, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run, making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle, no running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Let's go.
Here's Johnson to throw on 3rd down. Able to find Harris, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And that one good. We have a red zone situation brewing. This defense on their heels a little bit as they get set to defend a 1st and 10 with the ball at the 16.
Come on, let's go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. They'll look to throw again. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Maurice Harris from 6 yards away. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant.
Just inside of a minute here remaining in the first half, so the clock is becoming a factor. The offense has the football on their own side of the field. Rosen will throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And incomplete on the deep ball. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And now it's Rosen looking, airing this one out. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And there. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They go play action. It's Rosen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jonathan Allen in there to get him for a loss. Throwing now, Rosen on first down. And he finds Fitzgerald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And he's got this down to the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And he comes back with one complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage. When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Rosen to throw on third down. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's fourth. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So that's a... Second down, here's Rosen. He's airing it out for Williams. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half, but let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Carry number 20 now for Peterson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense?
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Short throw pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. After the interception, here's Rosen. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. First down, here's the run with Peterson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Give it to Peterson. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Come on, let's go!
On 2nd down, Peterson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That good for 19 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Back to the ground, Peterson. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. This is taken in by Chad Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
That's going to be caught. 23 yards on the play. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll come out in the pistol. He's back to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. 10 seconds to go. One final shot here for Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone. But anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Redskins as we say so long from FedEx Field.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the New York Jets. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And, partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. Out comes the Denver Bronco offense led by Case Keenum. And Keenum, as we get toward the end of the year here, what's your assessment of how he's done his first season in Denver?
Pretty much what I expected. A guy who's a terrific accessory, a guy that people rally around, but you need a great program around him. Great players out on the perimeter, guys who can run the football. And they're starting to get there on offense, but they expected the defense to carry them and give them a chance to get to the playoffs. and it kind of went down to the wire for them to battle for that shot. So I think it's been about what you would expect out of Case Keenum in Denver. And I do think that they're going to look to the future, keep adding pieces to it, and they'll have a chance.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Before New York takes their next snap on offense, Charles, look ahead to the offseason here. I think it's going to be pretty eventful, more so than it has been in recent years.
Yeah, I think this team's going to look a lot different when they take the field in 2019. I think probably starting at the head coaching position and the staff, that'll change. But then what is going to surround Sam Darnold, their quarterback, who was a rookie in 2018? They've got to continue to get weapons and an offensive line in order for him to flourish.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A first carry for Elijah McGuire. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. McGuire. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Von Miller in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Still 0-0 here in quarter 1, but an early test to check in on as we've got a 3rd down situation looming. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 50. So here's the situation upcoming. Second quarter, third down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Throwing on third down, Keenum. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to... Again, it's Keenum. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Matt LaCosse, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are in for 6.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers.
Second quarter, this defense looking for a big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. Again, Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete. There defensively was Buster screen to knock it away. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. Third and long, it's Keenum. And throw right side complete to Parker. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Jets are going to use... So on fourth down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now. After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Darnold on first down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, 75 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Jason Myers now for the extra point. Extra point up and through by Myers. And we are even at 10 apiece. We have a red zone update. This defense stacked up here with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. From the red zone, it's Keenum. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Cortland Sutton, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have broken the tie.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Denver getting the football back here, and this is a Broncos team, Charles, that is on the cusp of back-to-back losing seasons for the first time since 1971-72. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is hard to believe because when you think about this league, you think about consistent play. Denver's one of those programs. That's what you get. But they do have a ton of rookies making a big impact, so the future should be pretty bright. Bradley Chubb, you expected that out of him. Deshaun Hamilton, Cortland Sutton on offense. But how about Phillip Lindsay? Undrafted, but now everyone would love to have him in their offense.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And McManus able to put it through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Andre Roberts now to return it. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As we sit, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. This Jets offense heading back out there now, led by Sam Darnold. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Herndon's got it complete. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Leopard!
On first down, it's Darnold. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Now McGuire. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Sliding out of the pocket. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively. Well, some news that gave us a chuckle, and we could all use that around the holiday season. Josh Johnson, a great story. He was back home in Oakland when the Redskins called to see if he'd like to join him for the remainder of the season. So how did he get to know his new teammates? Well, what did he do? He turned to the Madden game, Charles.
Yeah, and that's how you learn who they are, right? Learn what they do, have some tendencies, get some ideas about their speed and what they do well and maybe what they don't do so well. And it really helped him acclimate and got himself a big victory in Week 15 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about the bloodline of Josh Johnson, though? Also related to Marshawn Lynch of the Oakland Raiders and Marcus Peters of the Los Angeles Rams.
Pretty good company. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and
he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter.
The Jets on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On first down, Darnold. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and it's second down.
He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Quincy Enunwa, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Here's Myers now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly. Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on third. Working from the gun, Keenum. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there for the Broncos on third. 41 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker.
And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with 4th down coming up. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And McManus able to put it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out now come the Jets. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 57 yards. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They got a chance to strike.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
Back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Eluding the pressure. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do?
Now Myers for the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Keenum. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now it's Keenum. He's got the hook up to Andre Holmes. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. One last throw for Keenum. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost fell schoolyard or playground, didn't it? You know, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.